JCPS principal says he's concerned over the uncertainty surrounding federal funding as the Trump administration works to overhaul the U.S. Department of Education. Isaiah Kim Martinez is here. Isaiah, you're learning that JCPS chose not to sign that letter about federal funding.
Connie, we've talked a little bit about this. It's basically a letter that would certify that JCPS and other school districts are complying with federal law. It was, of course, something that we have followed through the days here. Let's keep moving that down here just a little bit. I learned today, actually, Superintendent Marty Pollio this week opted against signing it, instead offering his own declaration. The ripple effects of this move, if any, are unclear right now.
Who wants to go first?
If you need an example of a school that relies heavily on federal funding, Johnsontown Road Elementary in Louisville's South End meets every criteria.
We have a lot of students with special needs. We have a very diverse population, a growing multilingual population.
The halls and classrooms Principal Stephen Howard sees every day.
Also a school that is a high percentage of free and reduced lunch. So we have a lot of poverty, and we need a lot of assistance to ensure that every student gets everything they need and deserve.
Howard is closely watching the threats by the U.S. Department of Education under President Trump to cut financial assistance to school districts like JCPS that don't obey their directives.
It provides, I think, a level of worry to teachers and staff as well as administrators because we just don't know what could happen in the impacts.
Specifically, orders to get rid of all diversity, equity, and inclusion programs. WHAS 11 has learned JCPS chose not to sign this civil rights compliance form from the feds. It called for districts to acknowledge DEI policies are illegal and that having them in schools jeopardizes federal funding and legal action from the Department of Justice. Instead of signing the letter this week, Superintendent Marty Pollio submitted the declaration he made back in August, assuring the Department of Education that the district is following federal law.
What could be taken away or what could be expanded. And so that just the worry of and uncertainty.
The uncertainty over funding doesn't stop there. School board member Linda Duncan confirming to me JCPS is in the midst of a $100 million cut locally as COVID funds run out. Over text, Duncan told me, quote, "We added some great things during COVID. Nurses, mental health counselors, big police department, weapons detection systems, more great things. Now we must decide what we can cut since we're down to our own money and potentially..."
Absolutely, we're concerned, and we hope that that things stay the way they are.
With less help from the federal government, too.
Multiple federal judges this week have put some of the president's orders on diversity, equity, and inclusion on hold, including the one involving that certification letter. Now, here in Kentucky, state lawmakers have banned DEI programs at all public universities, but a bill to eliminate them at K-12 schools, that failed to pass this year. Connie.
All right, Isaiah, thank you so much.